Despite movie theaters around the country being closed, or some even open just showing past movies, last week had a lot of movie news and rumors. So much so that this video had to be made in two parts, the first part for DC and the second part for Disney and Marvel. Some of the topics that trended last week included Jared Leto possibly being in an upcoming Tron sequel, Janelle Monae declaring that she wants to be Storm in the MCU, and Jude Law potentially being cast in yet another Peter Pan live-action movie. Before we get to that, guys, make sure to hit that like button because liking these videos lets me know that you love them. And make sure to hit that subscribe button notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Let's get to the news. It was reported that there are early talks between Jared Leto and Disney for Leto to be in an upcoming Tron sequel. Now, these aren't the first rumors of Leto being involved in a Tron 3. Initial rumors go all the way back to 2017. Leto further fanned the flames of this rumor by posting a picture on his Instagram to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the original Tron film. Leto said, "Have you seen this? 38 years ago this film was released. It sparked my imagination and changed my life. Happy anniversary to the one and only Tron." Joseph Kosinski, the director of the 2010 Tron sequel Tron Legacy, said in an interview that Leto was almost in his film, specifically the End of the Line Club scene. Kosinski said, "Oh, at the End of the Line Club, Jared and I actually had been talking about Tron since Tron Legacy back in 2009. We almost put him in that movie, actually in that scene." Details of a Tron sequel have been rumored since Tron Legacy's release. A sequel titled Tron Ascension was planned and would have moved back and forth between the real world and the digital frontier of the grid, with beings from both realms crossing over to the other. Kosinski said that the first act would have taken place in the real world before returning to the grid in the second act, and then back to the real world for the third, presumably as digital characters invade or ascend to everyday reality. The idea was to build on the ending to Tron Legacy, which saw Quora, played by Olivia Wilde, an isomorphic algorithm from the grid, follow Sam Flynn, played by Garrett Hedlund, into the real world, making her the first ever digital human hybrid, implying there's something in her design that allows her to become a permanent being outside the grid. The storyline for Ascension would have explored just what that was. The film would have been focused more on Quora than Sam by showing how she's changed after living in the real world for a few years and raising questions about which realm she truly belongs in. So what do you think about Jared Leto being an upcoming Tron sequel? What do you think about there being a Tron sequel? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on to some MCU news, Janelle Monae, the musician who is known for songs such as Tightrope, Yoga, and the fun collaboration We Are Young, and who also has been in films such as Hidden Figures and Harriet, and has most recently been in the Amazon show Homecoming, has staked her interest in being Storm in the upcoming sequel to Black Panther. In an interview with Empire Magazine, Monae said, "I definitely have thrown it out there. One of my dreams has always been to play Storm. I don't know if she comes in Black Panther, but it would be a dream to have her in it. I don't know where they are with that. A lot of women have played Storm and they've done an exceptional job, and I would just love to be that line of artists and get to do Storm justice." With Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox, the X-Men have rejoined Disney's Marvel and are on their way to make a comeback in the MCU. While no definite details have been laid out by Kevin Feige of when exactly that would be, rumors of Storm's appearance in Phase 4's Black Panther 2 have been rampant. Storm and Black Panther have some history in the comics, so this rumor isn't that far-fetched to be a reality. In the comics, Storm's parents are killed in Egypt when she's a child, leaving her alone to wander in the desert. After she's forced to steal and pickpocket, she decides to flee to Kenya, where her mother was born. On her way there, she uses her mutant powers to stop a group of white supremacists from kidnapping a boy who turns out to be a young T'Challa. The two heroes part ways until they meet again as adults, when they join forces to take down the leader of the same group who tried to abduct T'Challa years before. It's only until the events of Civil War, one of the biggest events in the history of Marvel Comics, that the couple can no longer hold back their feelings for each other. Black Panther proposes to Storm, and she accepts, despite so many years apart. Afterward, Storm distances from the X-Men temporarily to become the Queen of Wakanda. However, their loyalty to the X-Men and the Avengers in Wakanda begins to threaten their relationship. In the movie, Storm has been portrayed by two actresses, Alexandra Shipp, who played her in X-Men Apocalypse, and Halle Berry, who played her in X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and X-Men Days of Future Past. I personally would love to see Janelle Monae play Storm. Storm was one of my favorite characters in Marvel Comics, so I'd love to see her, of course, come back to the big screen. I enjoyed all her appearances in all the films. I know a lot of people didn't really care for X-Men Apocalypse, and some people don't like Halle Berry as Storm, but nonetheless, I like having the character around in the MCU, and I really hope that she makes a return. What do you think about Janelle Monae wanting to be Storm in Black Panther 2? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, let's talk about the news of yet another Peter Pan movie, this time starring Jude Law. Sources told Variety that Jude Law, who has played Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts series and has starred in HBO's The New Pope, is in talks to play the classic Disney villain Captain Hook in Disney's upcoming live-action movie, Peter Pan and Wendy. If Law is cast in the role of Hook, he would follow in the footsteps of Justin Hoffman, Jason Isaacs, and Garrett Hedlund, who also starred in Tron Legacy. This comes after initial reports that Disney has already cast newcomer Ever Anderson as Wendy and Alexander Maloney as Peter Pan. Now I know what you're thinking, another Peter Pan movie. But this would be a live-action remake of the 1953 animated classic. This would join Disney's most recent string of animated movies to live-action remakes, including 2016's The Jungle Book, 2017's Beauty and the Beast, and 2019's Dumbo, Aladdin, and The Lion King. I know for me personally, my favorite Hook performances are the 1953 1953 OG Captain Hook and Dustin Hoffman's performance in the 1991 Hook. The 1991 film is by far the most successful live-action Peter Pan movie, with it making $300 million on just a $70 million budget, which was very expensive at that time. It was directed by Steven Spielberg and had an all-star cast with Robin Williams, Dustin Hoffman, Julia Roberts, Bob Haskins, and frickin' Maggie Smith. I know Peter Pan has been retold multiple times over the years, including 4 major films and a live TV adaptation that included Christopher Walken as Hook for NBC. And given that this one's going to be coming from the Mouse House itself, I think it could be a success. Hook will be my all-time favorite Peter Pan retelling, but this isn't the exact same story Disney wants to tell. Aside from the 1953 original, the 1991 Hook movie, my other all-time favorite Peter Pan movie is a TV adaptation from the 1960s of Peter Pan starring Mary Martin. When I was a little kid, my mom would take me to the library to get books and movies. This was before we started going to Blockbuster, and it was here that I found the animated classic and the Mary Martin version. I loved it, and I hope that this new live-action adaptation can take what made the animated original and some of the mini retellings special and deliver a great package. So what do you think about the news of Jude Law being cast as Hook? Are you excited about another Peter Pan movie to be in the works? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time on The Mashup.